amidst all these transfer rumors about Jeremy Frimpong and Florian Wirtz and maybe Hato. You don't know who Liverpool is, who FSG rather was gonna sign. We won the Premier League. We have accumulated around 54 million revenue from the league title alone. From the Champions League, we have accumulated a lot of money too, like 11, 12 million from that. We sort of filed in 37 million in losses last year, if I'm not wrong. What I know is Liverpool, FSG, the board has enough money to be funding in for more players. But obviously, I do believe that getting in players like Florian Wirtz for 150 million, even though Liverpool have submitted a 100 million bid plus add-ons, I think apparently Liverpool transfer news on Twitter has confirmed that he'll be coming in tomorrow with Frimpong, right? Arriving with Frimpong to complete the first half of his medical. So that means there's been a verbal agreement in place, right? So I'm just touching base on what I know, what all we should be knowing about Liverpool right now. But also, the reason why I'm here is to share my opinions on what do I feel about the technicality of the squad, the physical part of the squad. What do I feel might change, right? And as a Liverpool fan, I'm not gonna be riding the high tide, saying that we won the Premier League title. Just humble yourselves and look at the squad for once. You have so many people who are unhappy in this squad, right? And this list is pretty clear. I'm sure everyone can see this. Yeah, I have my concerns about the squad. I think the squad is aging as well. I think we are definitely on the edge, is what I feel. The new incomings, we don't even know who they're going to be, but they take their own good time in adjusting to the league, the intensity and all that. But let's just talk about the players first. Luis Diaz, I think he's been linked with Barcelona. I don't know. I don't think he'll be departing because Onslaught did mention this that he is going to stay with the club, but he was strongly linked with Barcelona. I don't want to lose Luis Diaz because he was the sole patron, standing out loud, shining out there on the pitch in the second half when we had a Cody Gakpo underperforming post injury, missing during the injury time, of course. You had a Mohamed Salah who's been blanking out loud, like completely blanked it out, right, in the second half. Um, there's been a dip in his physicality. If you see most of the games, even against Cucurella, or you can talk about the likes of Robinson or Kirkis, I think Salah did struggle a lot, specifically in the second half. I think, man, let's be honest about it, right? Mohamed Salah is 32. Players his age, they do not punch into those numbers the way he has this season, right? The highest G's and A's in all competition. Massive figure, 47, bruv. Massive, right? But players his age, usually in the Premier League, they sort of try finding another avenue where they can go and play lighter, right? Like Ronaldo left the Premier League, right, pretty soon, and then he came back and then he left again. But my point is, players of this pedigree do not exist in football that often, right? This is where my concern is. I want the new fans to understand that if you see a Mohamed Salah fluctuating, not performing consistently next season, right? I'm giving you these warning signs right now. I'm gonna open the Pandora's box right away because I'm not gonna be one of those fans who are gonna be like supremely optimistic. Yeah, we won the fucking league title. Yeah, we are the ultras. You know what? We won the league title. We are getting in more signings. We are gonna win the league again. No, that's not how football works. Football is gonna bring you a lot more disappointment than you think it can, right? The Gen Z fans have seen Liverpool win a lot through and through, but when I started following Liverpool, I've seen them go through the roughest of tides, the harshest of fan bases, the most intense of discussions, right? Which Liverpool football fans used to, um, again, it was just a disappointing time for us, right? Jurgen Klopp was another revolution altogether, right? The revenue of the club rose from 1.6 to 6 point something billion under Jurgen Klopp, right, in the last 10 years. You need to understand, like, humility needs to be instilled in each and every fan out there We need to be realistic when we are talking about a squad, right? The technical aspect of our squad needs to be focused on, including the endurance, the physical side of the game, right? In order to maintain that engine on a consistent basis, in order to keep it oiled, you need to replenish certain positions, right? You look at Mohamed Salah. Who's going to back him up? Chiesa, right? He's been going through some. He's had a hard time with injuries too. Harvey Elliott might be on the verge of departing. I don't know. I think he might be. He might be wanting some starting 11 action. But the way I saw him cry, I think he might be departing to another club for sure because he needs more action out there. So my point is, do we have a consolidated bench player who is going to replace Salah when needed? Someone like Divock Origi, someone like Shaqiri, who wanted to be with the club, but they're not there, right? We don't have that. Let's be realistic about this, right? We don't have that right now. Okay, move on to Diogo Jota. Injury prone massively. Someone was telling me that he's missed around 99 games in totality for Liverpool, which is a massive number, right? Darwin Nunez. If we are not signing a striker this season, I do not want either of these strikers leaving the club. In fact, I would be trusting Darwin a bit more. I would want him to be a little more confident in his abilities, especially his finishing abilities, and maybe just go for it. It might be his season, right? Time to prove the critics wrong, right? He might just do the unthinkable because he hasn't worked so far for Liverpool at all, right? Diogo Jota, man, the guy is clinical as ever, even though he had a massive dip, right? In an unprecedented way where he didn't go down injured in the second half of the season, barring a few days. But this guy, man, just completely shut down. Right. So when I look at our attackers, Salah, Chiesa, Jota, Nunez, Diaz, right? And Gakpo, of course. Um man, we are gonna be starting a fresh campaign, a 38 game campaign. I honestly feel that even though we are signing Florian Wirtz, I don't know where he can play. He's quite versatile by nature. Um, I hope that he can fill in the boots when needed, but there needs to be a balance, right? So I'm not really sure about Salah anymore, and of course he should be at the club, but we should be signing a player who can play on that right wing, a good player, right? Like Man City had a Sane, a Sterling, right? At one time, they had a Bernardo Silva who's still there at the club, right? When he was 24, 23, he started playing as a right winger, right? He's really versatile by nature too, right? They had a Mahrez, right? They had four options on the right. Now, even though Liverpool love nurturing a lean squad, which I am, um, truly, I actually favor that. I think we still need someone who's quality and who can actually take the helm when needed, who can actually take charge when needed. We need to find a replacement for Mohamed Salah really soon, right? If that's not the plan, I don't know what the coach is gonna bring forward. If Mohamed Salah is not taking for us, even though I think he might, but still, these are warning signs and they're quite evident, right? McAllister, Soboslai, Gravenberg, no comments. Again, like you mentioned, McAllister was completely gassed. He needed to recharge, so he did not play the last couple of league games. We won the Premier League. The preseason and the transfers are actually going to determine what really goes down with the club, right? You have a Wataru Endo who is not being preferred by him. He's 32, right? Curtis Jones, again, not a consistent performer. Tyler Morton, we've seen a few things from him, but he's not being trusted by Slot either. Isak Mabaya, seen him once, not convinced. Trent on the verge of departing. Virgil turning 34 again this year, right? And we have seen some shocking performances from him. His dip has been quite magnifying too, right? My point is, not every defender is going to end up like Thiago Silva playing in the Premier League at the age of 38, 37, 36. 3 seasons that guy came to Chelsea. He was rock solid. I'm not saying, 38 games in a league season is not easy. I know that. But what I saw from Virgil were very massive blunders. They weren't something which could be sidelined. I just feel we need to find replacements. As simple as that. We need quality backings, right? We need more players. And I'm hoping FSG as a board is actually going to invest in a defender, in an attacker. Florian Wirtz is already coming. He's an attacking midfielder. We have Frimpong, the correct replacement for Trent, even though I feel like he doesn't really emulate the exact traits that Trent had. But that's even better because his attacking abilities, dribbling per se, is better than Trent's for sure. And he's more like a winger, right, who can actually defend too. So yeah, even better, right? You have a corner Bradley, right, who's going to be competing. So right back, we are sorted. Joe Gomez, hoping that he's not injured again this season, but otherwise he's been a loyalist, right? And he performs really well. I wish he could have been injury free. If he was, he would have been one of Liverpool's best players, I'm telling you. 17, 18, 18, 19 season. Joel Matip and Joe Gomez had their prime levels oozing on the pitch next to Virgil van Dijk. Kwanzaa, I don't trust him enough. Allison is gonna be there. Mama Shiva, whatever his name is, coming in from Valencia. It's all sorted. The goalkeeping position is sorted. Right back is sorted. Left back, Andre Robertson. I think we're going to sign Kokers. Let's see. Right. And Semikos is there. So these guys, left back, let's just consider it sorted for now. For now. Right. Centre back, much needed. Striker, much needed. Right winger, much needed. Centre midfielder, much needed. Right? So Florian Wirtz is coming. Frimpong is coming. Kokes. If I take 3 signings in the summer, which are gonna come, right? Centre midfield to replenish Gravenberch and McAllister when they are tired, right? Don't know what system is he gonna actually resort to because if FSG is not really backing him up with better players, you have a Bajcetic as well. I forgot about him. You have a Bajcetic who's gonna be coming to Liverpool, right? So overall, when you look at all these players, right, we have seen the technical aspect of the players who we really relied on has gone down because the physical game offered by the opposition has gone up because there are players who are growing in shittier teams, right? In the bottom league of the table. There are teams who are offering us more competition. Now, your technical aspect of the game is going to get affected when your endurance and physical levels go down. Constructive criticism in areas where it is needed is a mandate, right? We need to voice our opinions out loud. For other um, Gen Z fans who are upcoming, who are trying to understand the game, for the new fans, basically, who are new to the sport and they need someone to look up to, we need to stand for them, right? And show them the right way of how things should be conducted within the club. Let me know what you guys feel in the comment section, yeah?